Okay, this next section, creating user coordinate systems to drawing, is a must-know section, because if you want to position any objects accurately on your drawing, um, working from the world coordinate system like we have been up until now is not really a practical way to go. You need to be able to kind of create your own sort of 0 points, your own datum points, and you do this using a user-defined coordinate system. Um, so you see I've kind of already jumped to the view tab here, because here we have in the view tab our little coordinates area where we can kind of manage our UCS and all sorts of things. And first thing I kind of just wanted to show you is displaying the UCS is available here as well. And we can hide the UCS, which eventually you might kind of do, because when you get used to the UCS icon, you don't really kind of need it so much. If I show the UCS icon, it just kind of gets in the way, so you eventually will probably turn it off using that little option there, hide UCS icon, show UCS icon. It's also available here. All these commands are available here. UCS, turn it on, turn it off, and origin, and so on. So show UCS at origin, by kind of selecting that, wherever its origin point is, it'll always show the UCS at that. So I'm going to select that one for now, because we're going to move the UCS around the screen, and we want to see the UCS jumping to its origin point all the time, wherever our current origin is in this drawing. So show UCS at origin, I'm going to select that option. Okay, now if I select on the UCS icon properties, we'll look in here at this. Now we're going to look at it, but I don't recommend you change it. And there's a UCS icon style, and if we kind of change that to 2D style, and just kind of big and awkward thing, so again we're going to try and get rid of it altogether. So I wouldn't recommend, not one I'd recommend that big sort of awkward 2D style. And also you can kind of adjust the size and that of your, again, something that you probably won't actually do. You can, again, like everything else in AutoCAD, you can adjust colors and all sorts of things. So I kind of click OK to that, so you can go in there and actually change all that, line widths and everything. Knock yourself out and kind of change all those if you like, but not something you're going to really do, I'll be honest with you on that. So you know where it is, you know where to turn it on, you know where to turn it off, and more importantly, you know that show UCS icon and origin down here as well. UCS icon, origin, make sure that's checked, either or. Once you've picked that, this is going to be, remember this is the same thing, so if you can't find that, make sure you've got origin selected down here. Okay, so we're going to also look at in this one a very, very useful command that not a lot of people kind of know, is the UCS follow command. Really, really useful for drawing, and hopefully you'll kind of see, I'll get you to do this drawing 2 ways, and hopefully you'll see the benefit of the UCS follow command. Okay, so I'm going to just type it in anyway. So UCS follow, and we're going to turn it on. So the UCS is the screen's going to follow the UCS around the screen. Okay. So you got your drawing open at 2-auxiliary view, and now we're going to kind of move our UCS around the screen. So first thing we're asked to do is actually create a new UCS at this point here. So I can type in UCS, or I can select the UCS and select endpoint. Keyboard shortcut is UCS for this one, so nice and easy. And specify my x-axis point and accept. And I've created a new UCS, and hopefully you notice as well that the little box in the UCS has disappeared, like it said in the notes. And we're just left with a little plus. There's no point in me zooming into it, it's not going to get any larger, it's the size it is. But there's a little plus at that sort of corner point there, which tells you that you're in a user-defined coordinate system. Now anytime I can go back to the world coordinate system by clicking on that, and you see the little box I'm talking about there, so it's kind of moved back. So I want to go back to it again, UCS, select that point, and hit return. And that's my my UCS in that location. Now it's unnamed, as you can see up here. It's unnamed, so hasn't been saved. So if I want to actually save it in that position, I think I'm actually going to have to be saved it anyway. So if we click on the little named UCS icon button, would be nice if there was a nice little sort of rename or something button here, but there isn't. So it's not just obvious how you actually name it from this dialog box, but if I click on that box highlights, and I can save this as top right, I think it is. So we've got a top right UCS. Not wonderful. Wouldn't it be nice if there was sort of new UCS or name or something like that, or rename in there? There is no button, so you have to left click on the actual name there. Not a wonderful kind of thing, but that's the way it is. So click OK. Now I can kind of go to the world UCS, back to the world UCS, and hopefully then from this little drop down, there's the top right, and there I can kind of zoom from world to top right. So I can move to my UCS once I've got it saved then. So it's quite easy to kind of get back to a particular UCS. Okay, so world and top right, nice and easy. Okay. However, we're going to draw something off, sort of an auxiliary view on this. So we're going to draw something off at an angle. Now, if I was to kind of try and draw that, and maybe you should kind of give yourself a little, before you kind of get too deep into this, try drawing that, what you're asked to do on figure 17. Before moving the UCS or anything like that, draw it off at that angle, you know, so you're drawing lines off at that angle. Even if you turn on your tracking at that angle, it's still difficult at places to kind of to get it. I'm just going to kind of show you now with the UCS follow command how it's so much easier to kind of draw it when you've got the UCS follow turned on, because it does one sort of special thing when it does it. So if I again go back into my view and create another UCS, and this time I think I'm just actually going to rotate my UCS this time around the Z axis. So we've got the X axis and the Y axis, and rotating around the Z axis. So the Z axis is that sort of coming straight at your face, if the screen duck before it hits you. So if I rotate around my Z axis, specify the rotation angle. Well, I kind of know it's 45 degrees, but what if I didn't know it was 45 degrees? How could I kind of pick it? Well, you know, I can pick from there to there, and I can say, well, I don't know what angle, but it's that angle there. So picking 2 points rotates it at the angle. I happen to know it's 45 degrees, but there you go. If you didn't, it's quite easy to kind of pick 2 points to get it to rotate. So if it was something you didn't know, you didn't have to go measure it and then come back to it. So now I've got that at that angle, and I can save that UCS as well. So let's go back in and name that one, and let's check what this one's going to be called. Top right rotate, I think. So top right rotate, and okay, so that's my top right rotate. Again, just check out everything's kind of working okay. Let's go back to world, go back to top right rotate, and because I've got UCS follow on, look at what it does. It flips it round the screen, so the XY is always running horizontal and vertical, which now allows me to do sort of this drawing real easy. It's up on the screen. So then pop back here, and I can then quite easily acquire my points. Come along, that's 50, and turn ortho on. You come across, it's 45.5. Down I come, acquire the point. Don't really know what size that is, don't care. Acquire the point back here and see if it goes, and then draw my circle. From there, what size is it? 13.2 radius, and then do my DCE, dim center mark. I've got that done. I've got a hidden line. I do have a hidden line here. Just check my snap settings. I just need perpendicular and intersection done. That's fine. and then if I draw a line from here, and if I do the intersection there first, back to perpendicular, and acquire that point again, come to this side, intersection, and back to perpendicular, and then draw my center line here to somewhere here to somewhere there. That's not so important. I've got a center line in there, I do surely. Boom, very quickly, very easily I've got that drawn with the thing. So then go back to my view and go back to world view, and I've very quickly got my auxiliary view drawn. You try that one without doing the UCS follow command and see how you get on. You'll find it sort of it's a lot tougher without that, and again, that's one to remember for the test. If you kind of just tilt your head at 45 degrees, you can see how much easier it would be to draw if that was square on. So have a little look at that and see how you get on anyway.